Greetings, Benjamin J. from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, a new arrival from eBay. I was going to do an unboxing, but the thing was just packed full of styrofoam peanuts. So anyway, it was just easier to shoot it this way. So this is a Marx 999. Now, an interesting story behind this. This was on eBay for $22, I think. And I contacted the guy and I said, look, this thing is not going to run. It's been sitting for decades. You know, I buy these things for parts. And I made him an offer, and he refused. And then he contacted me probably, 2 hours later and made a counter offer. And I made a counter, he made a counter. Anyway, wound up getting this for $11. And as you can see, it is in pretty rough condition. It's complete for the front truck, the rear truck, slide push rods. The shell itself is undamaged. It's just absolutely terrible storage. Lens is broken, as you see. Anyway, I just got it out of the box, lubricated it, sprayed some WD-40 into the E-unit, and this is the result. Where am I? I think I'm on the wrong rail. Hold on. There we go. So, first trip on the rail, as you see, it's actually running fairly well. It's in dreadful condition as far as physically. Covered in rust and oxide. But it's running. I bought this for parts. You know, $11 for a running 999 isn't bad. And of course, the nice thing about this is you give this a quick scrub with a brush and some soap and water. It'll clean up really well. You can actually touch up all this paint. Put a bit of oil on it, and it would be more than presentable. Anyway, you can de-rust the entire thing relatively quickly and easily. As you see, it's not terrible, but there's definitely rust on all of the metal parts. But it's had a bit of runtime, but there's no groove. And with a bit of judicious cleaning, it's actually going to be a fairly decent motor. Anyway, I bought it for parts, $11. So a bit of back and forth with this guy. And as you see, up and running. And all this thing needed was lubrication and a shot of WD-40 onto the armature to clean the oxide off the brushes. And as you see, it's up and running with no problem. Light bulb's out. That's easy enough to fix. So obviously I will not be using this for parts. And this is running really well. Needs to be cleaned, lubricated, and some de-rusting. A bit of TLC. But as I always stress, don't overlook the junk. If you want to do this on an absolute shoestring budget, or if you don't have a whole lot of money to spend on running trains, this is the way to do it. Buy junk. You know, in this case, I made the guy an offer. He turned me down and then contacted me and made me one. Went back and forth a couple times, wound up getting it for $11, half of what he was asking for it. So the nice thing about it, of course, is if you make an offer, a lot of times you'll be really, really surprised that someone will either accept it or make a counter offer that's actually substantially below what they're actually asking for this thing. You know, a big difference between $22 and $11. So it was worth $11. There's no doubt about that. The shell by itself, even in this condition, is worth $11. The rear truck is worth $11. So you can't go wrong. You know, I'm buying these old junk locomotives for parts, and they wind up running in, I would say, 99% of the time. You can get almost anything running. And it's just a matter of how much energy you want to put into it, of course. Now, I could have just taken this out of the box and used it for parts. But I always try to get something running. And in this case, it was a few minutes well spent, as you see. I mean, this is far from perfect, but it was worth $11. There's no doubt about that. A bit of cleanup, you've got more than an acceptable $9.99 dirt cheap. Or you can still break it down and use it for parts. So it just really depends on what you want to do with it. But in this case, I'll very likely just clean it up. I was planning on actually using this for parts. But a bit of judicious cleaning, it's going to be a fairly decent looking 999 that was absolutely dirt cheap. Anyway, 11 bucks, you can't beat it. Just for fun, let's put this on this consist. I don't have a tender on it, but oh well. See if I can get this to couple. I don't know. There we go. That tab and slot is really big. Okay, we're on the 5th rail. As you see, so what this thing needs now is to run. And the longer it runs, the better it will run. So anyway, I just want to do a quick, this guy's going to call this an unboxing video. But unfortunately, it was full of styrofoam peanuts. Anyway, I just want to do a quick video on this. Don't overlook the junk. $11 on eBay, bit of back and forth with the seller, got it for half price. Intending to buy it for parts, but as you see, I am not going to tear it apart. It runs too well. So a few minutes of running, this is going to run virtually like new. So run it for a minute, re-lubricate it, run it some more. And then clean up the shell. You got a really decent Marx 999 complete for $11. Difficult to beat that. Anyway, I just want to do a quick video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.